Episode two. Here we are. Episode 2 of the Claiming Your Success podcast, Conversations with Caroline and Sabrina. We are so excited to dive into this conversation with you today because we're coming in with a little bit of tough love / home truth / get over your damn self about some of the things that we hear so often from people about why they will never be successful in business, in life, why they can't do X, Y, and Z thing. And Caroline, I'm going to say the sentence and I want your honest reaction to it. If only I was more like you, then maybe I could.
Oh, my blood boils. Because you know why? I weren't even like me prior, and this is where it's like, I wasn't like me, and I do try to share that as much as I can and remind myself to keep sharing where I started. One line I say to people, go scroll back down through my Instagram. When you go to the start of it, where I started posting and sharing about what I was doing, I read it one time and I was like, I actually was quite negative. Yeah, guys, because we start off that way and we start to develop and grow. What's one liner that you don't like hearing, Sabrina?
Must be nice. Or it's easier for you than it is for me, Sabrina. That's one thing that I hear a lot. And that one really gets me because, losing 104 pounds and getting over an eating disorder and dragging my sense of self-worth up from the gutter. Yeah, that was super easy.
Can you imagine?
Do you know what I mean? Like, I think we have this perspective as human beings that we have it harder than everybody else. And I say that with so much compassion and empathy for the struggle. I really do. I have so much compassion and empathy for the struggle, but I don't have a lot of time for excuses. And that's what a lot of that is. It's an excuse to keep yourself small, to keep yourself comfortable, so you don't have to do the scary, uncomfortable thing that's inconvenient, that's hard, to get yourself to the other side.
Right. And just like from what you've said, to do the uncomfortable, even I will touch on a bit of social media, because it's like, I still get uncomfortable with social media. And somewhere last year, I started telling myself, if I'm comfortable with what I'm sharing, I'm not sharing the right thing, because I'm not meant to be comfortable. We're meant to be vulnerable, meant to be real, we're meant to be raw and relatable. So then I know that when I am uncomfortable, it's when I'm posting and dashing my phone and running away. Because we know that's what we used to do, Sabrina, right?
Hit post and then throw the phone across the room and run.
Right? And it's like something that's now, as of recent, is, Caroline, you're so confident when you're talking on camera. What did I used to do? I didn't even used to talk on my stories. I used to just put the phone there and put it on video record it, delete it, record it, delete it, record it, delete it. Then I wouldn't even do it. So that is grown too. You have to overcome it. So I never used to be that way. I never used to show up on camera. I never even used to talk on my stories. Took me a very long time.
What do you think it was that helped you start?
It's when you start seeing the people. Firstly, you need to make sure you're inspired around the right people, right? And when you start seeing the people you're inspired by being successful, you want some of that. You then start to think, why not me? And what you start realizing is that you're not actually showing up how they're showing up. So it literally is duplicatable, So it's when I was seeing you, Sabrina, you were doing the talking stories. Sabrina used to be my mentor, guys, in business. So, she was doing the talking stories. She was having the success. I'm like, okay, what am I not doing? And it's not about me copying what Sabrina's doing word for word. It's seeing what she's doing, copying it, but doing it my way. Because it's right. And it's because I'm talking to my audience. So I'm inspired by what Sabrina's doing, but I'm doing it my way. And that's another big thing, copying, comparing. Another objection that people, seriously, How was it for you when
that hack, I just want to say hack about emulating. I like that word more than copying, emulating like somebody else is one of the greatest productivity, get yourself into action hacks that I could ever like share. That's literally what I used to do when I first started my business. There was a person that I admired greatly within my network in the business that I was affiliated with, and she would always, like, she was so comfortable and confident and convicted when she would show up on her social media. And I was always just like enraptured with this woman, like just completely taken in by everything that she said. I was like, oh my gosh, one day I'm going to be like that. One day I'm going to be able to do that. And it was, I don't know, maybe about 5 or 6 years ago. So a year and then some into my business being in operation, I thought to myself, okay, Sabrina, this is your challenge. Every time she shares something, you go and share that same thing in your way. Yes. Every time she talks about this product, you go and talk about what it is about that product that's important to you. Every time she shares about the business, you go and share about the business in the way that it matters to you. And that's literally how I got into a rhythm of being so comfortable and confident on video, in camera, all of it was by giving myself that uncomfortable thing to do every day. And it literally was every day, like 10 times a day, because she shared a lot. Maybe why I talk as much as I do still now is she shared a lot. So every day I was like, okay, she talked about her personal development today. I'm going to share a little bit of the book that I'm reading. Okay, she just talked about something that she has on her vision board. I'm going to go and share something that's on my vision board, right? It wasn't copying, but it was using that person as a framework to get myself into action of doing the thing. So that is one of and I love that was something that you could take away from me. Isn't it funny how like the ripple effect happens like that? Literally. And I think that's one of the biggest hacks is it's not about copying somebody, but if there is somebody that you admire that is doing what you want to be doing, emulate what they're doing so that you can start to find your own rhythm and voice through it.
Literally. There was something I was going to say and it's gone. Oh no. Okay. That's gone. That's fine. What did I ask
another
you?
Hack?
No, it will. I'm sure it will come when we're talking.
It'll come.
Yeah.
The mindset piece, though, I think is so crucial, right?
It is. Yeah, Serena. Remember, I never used to even do it. Whenever I was in my head, like guys, I would work out before I would even sit down and read that book. And every time I was having the tough time going through the business, the messages, having the objections that I found, the one word Sabrina would say to me is, so what self-development are you reading? I wasn't doing it, and now I do it every day because you have to find some way to switch off and pour into your mindset, because that is where you start to change your thinking or develop your thinking into a better outlook, more positive outlook, a more uplifting outlook,
Yeah.
And that it's like,
no, you go.
I was just going to say that, like, that was where I had really started. And that was probably like 2022. So even that, a year and a half into the business, I wasn't even doing the self-development. I literally thought, what's a book gonna... My hands are going to stay down.
For those of you that are not watching the video, you're just listening to the recording. You know that stupid thumbs up thing that phones decide that they're going to do nowadays? That just happened with just a gesture that Caroline made with her hand. And we were just talking about how that better not happen. And it just
I've never had it on my phone. So why are you doing it now when we're doing podcasts?
You do now, Caroline.
You little naughty.
Enjoy the thumbs up.
Gosh, where was I at to? Okay,
Blooper.
Literally. You carry on now with the mindset. So yeah,
no, I was going to say, when it comes to, people that say things like, it must be nice, if only to like take themselves out of the running, to say it in a obnoxious way. Yeah, it actually is. It is really nice. It's really nice to work for yourself. It's really nice to have freedom of time. It's really nice to be able to do the thing that sets your soul on fire as how you spend your time. It's really nice. So why can't you do it too? It's not something that's available just for the few. It's available for everybody. You're in your own way, by continuing to say things like, oh, must be nice. If only I was more like Caroline. If only I looked like homegirl over there,
I had
right?
someone say that to me, literally. Someone literally said to me, it was a couple of months ago, they were like, oh, it's because you're so pretty. This is why X, Y, and Z. And they didn't actually realize, put my hand down, that you actually offended me because you're trying to say that I got the success I got because of my looks. And why you even more offended me is that when I was younger, I never classed myself as the prettiest girl in school. You know, it actually was the other way for me. Even till now, it's literally only the reception I get from my audience that has boosted my confidence to think, yeah, Caroline, you are good looking, you know, this, that. So when I got that comment, I was just like, firstly, you're clearly bad mouthing yourself and that team, right? Hurt people, right? So you've gone through something to feel like you can tell me that and think you're not going to offend me. But it's like, I work hard. Half the time I show up on social media and I don't look pretty. I'm in my bathrobe with my hair like in plaits. What part of that is pretty or sexy? I ain't trying to be sexy. I can't even do sexy anyway. It rubs us up the wrong way, right? Because we're the ones out here grafting. We're the ones out here doing the messages, doing the content, showing up consistently. You think it's easy? It's not easy. It is not easy. We get fulfilled from a lot of the time. Yes, the success, but the feedback we get from you lot because we're the ones doing it in our own time, you know, and we're choosing to. Like you lot are choosing not to because you can have what we have. And it's that a lot of you lot are going to get to know us from where you've just seen our podcast, right? Don't fast forward and think we just came here and like, bam, podcast. Go back the 4 years on our social media. You will see how we were showing up. That's what I kind of like doing sometimes, Sabrina. Going back through my social media and even just seeing how differently I'm showing up, seeing how my content has evolved, how literally how I even talk on camera, you know, you can see it. You can literally witness it from our content timeline on our Instagram page.
And it is from doing the work necessary to get from, it must be nice, to this is how I'm showing up. This is the work that I'm choosing to do. So, like I always say to my teammates, the women that I mentor, the women that I coach, I always say, you are the greatest obstacle that exists in your life, right? How true is that? We are. We are the single greatest obstacle in our lives. It's not your spouse. It's not your kid. It's not the government. It's not homeboy over there that isn't giving you a break. It's not your boss. It's not your sister-in-law. It's not any of that. You are the obstacle in your life. And if you are blocked from moving forward, you don't like the existence that you're in, you feel as if you can't catch a break, you feel as if nothing you do ever works. Is it because you always stop and quit when it gets hard? Maybe that's why nothing ever works.
Literally. Oh, again, I had something I was going to say. Scott, I need to like really remember this now. I will get there.
Catch the nugget. No, but it's like, have you ever tried that? Like not quitting? Because maybe that's the reason why you're not moving forward in the way that you want.
Like, okay, now it's come to me. And it's that, right? People don't understand. You treat your business like a business, it's going to pay you like a business. You treat it like a hobby, it's going to pay you like a hobby. Half the time I say to people, are you showing up in your business how you're showing up for work? We wake up early enough to go to work, right? When it comes to the weekend, what are you doing? If you're off the weekend, what are you doing? A lot of you still ain't waking up early to prioritize you, that is, by the way. You'd rather stay and sleep, which that's okay if that's what you want to do. But then you can't come with the, it must be nice. It must be nice. Because you would rather lay in bed where, for example, I will get up at 5, 6, 5 or 6, you know, and still do what I need to get done before I have my work on the weekend. There's such a big difference.
It's priorities.
It is.
It's priorities. And there's no hate on anybody who loves to sleep in. Like homegirl over here, I love me some sleeping in. Love it.
I know, I can't even, my body don't let me lie in.
I'm not a morning person. I see Caroline showing her timestamp at 4:40, whatever in the morning. I'm like, I want to vomit in my mouth.
I'm going to dash my phone at her.
The thought of it is vile to me. So I'm not the one that's going to say I get up early and I do the things, but I do prioritize the actions that are necessary to move my life forward in the way that makes sense for me. And that's what this boils down to. You don't, I think so often, and would you agree with this, Caroline, that people think like they'll look at you and think, well, I'm not getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So clearly I can't be successful. Just because
They
that's
do.
what Caroline does doesn't mean that's what you have to do.
Right? And it's that as well when people like we pretty much show you lot what it takes to build a business. And
Not
when
pretty
people
much. We do.
we do, right? We do. No, you're right. And then it's like when someone joins us and then we see no action and then they're expecting results, it's like, what are you seeing from my Instagram? Because we're pretty sure much literally like we're showing you what you need to do in order to succeed. So again, you are choosing not to do it because that's what it takes. The extra sacrifice, you know. The reason I get up early is because I work. So I get all my stuff done in the morning because, when I'm finishing work, I want to chill later, you know. But that means I've got to make the sacrifice in the morning to do that. And I'm okay with that because I know that's what it's going to take. And we've got to be different to have different. We've got to do different to have different.
That part. And if you're not somebody who wants to get up early in the morning, that sounds awful to you, then you come home and you sacrifice that evening time to spend a couple of hours on your business then.
Yep.
Like it doesn't have to look any particular way. It just needs to get done. If what you say you want is truly what you want and not just what you're saying you want, can you see the difference? Like, is it what you want or is it what you're saying you want? Because your actions will speak very loudly. Because if it's what you want, you'll figure it out and you'll do what is necessary to make it happen. If it's just what you say you want, then there's all the excuses and all the reasons not to show up. And again, Caroline and I, we have so much compassion for the struggle, so much empathy that it's hard. We know we walk that tightrope every single day. But as leaders, we have limited sympathy for the excuses because excuses didn't work for us. So we chose something different. If excuses are not working for you, you have to choose something different.
You have to. You have to. Like, it's gonna get seriously. Let me just bring my notebook
What
closer.
would you say would be your biggest hack to developing that kind of mindset? Or even if it's not a hack, what was your biggest thing to being able to develop that mindset of non-negotiable action? It's happening.
It all goes on like the type of success you want, I feel, because it's like the bigger the vision, the bigger the goals, the bigger the dreams, the bigger you've got to show up. You know, you've got to go hard or go home, you know? So where I want to get to in my network marketing business, where I want to get to in work, you know, I want to level up. I want that next step. So you have to be over performing in order to achieve that. And that was something else I didn't used to do either. You know, you want to take more work on. I would say, what's the biggest hack? I don't know, Sabrina.
I think you just demonstrated exactly the point. There isn't a hack. There's no hack to showing up and doing the hard work, right?
It's true.
Like,
it's like you just got to do it. Yeah.
You gotta do it. And I hate saying just, like the people that work with me know, just needs to be banned from everyone's vocabulary because there's no just about it. It's work. It's hard.
Yeah.
You don't just show up and you just find success. No, you graft and you create the success and you get over your own self, right? Like you have to get over the things that are blocking you from believing that the things that you want for your life are possible for you. And then being willing to do what is necessary to make them happen. And that's the piece that doesn't translate for people. I think it's easy to have the vision board. Like how many of us like create that vision board in December, ready for you've probably already got yours ready for 2025. I've got it. Here it is. And then you don't actually do anything required to get you to that vision, that reality. That's not how manifestation works. I think people bastardize manifestation so much.
You're so right. You are right, because they'll think about it and then just have it visioned there. But then it's like, yeah, you guys, you can't just, it's not just you just say it and you put it out into the universe because that ain't going to do nothing. The universe needs to see you grafting. It needs to see you doing something. If anything, it needs to see you doing a lot about 5 times. And then it will be like, oh, let me dash a little obstacle in the way first. Let me see if they're actually hungry for it. and then they're going to see what you're going to do. Because that is, and for me, that's the hack. I've noticed the pattern, and it was journaling that was what I was going to say, because, you know, as I'm journaling through the challenging times, and then I carried on pushing through it, that was then you look back and you reflect and you see that you managed to get it done. So it's just like, keep focused, guys. You know, it is meant to be hard. I always think of when it comes to like, Sabrina, a weight loss journey, you know, a weight loss journey, starting a new job. You don't know what you're doing straight away. That is when it is so hard. Your first 6 months. So a lot of people don't make it past first 6 months. They stop going to the gym because they're like, nah, this is too much. And especially when you don't feel like you're seeing the results. But then you give it a little bit longer. It's patience. Maybe it's patience. People ain't got enough time, or like, you know, because they want it quick. But that's not how it works. That is not how it works. You got to be prepared to be patient. Enjoy the journey. Enjoy the journey. Like that. That's not, enjoy it, and just keep pushing through.
Yeah. I heard somebody say once, they said, luck is where opportunity and preparation meet.
That's another one people keep saying to me, Caroline, you're so lucky.
Yeah. You're so lucky. Luck is where opportunity and preparation meet. Preparation, work.
Yep.
Doing what is necessary to align you with the opportunities that come along. That's luck.
Literally.
We're not lucky.
Nope.
Right? We're not lucky. I had somebody say to me the other day, she was like, talking about my weight loss process, a potential new client. I clearly was not the coach for her.
Yeah. Oh no.
Because she wanted easy, right? Yeah. And she was diving in and delving into my weight loss process. And I said, I've lost 104 pounds. And she was like, oh, how, like what pills and wraps and things like, and shakes and all of that did you take? And I was like, excuse me? And she was like, yeah, what did you do? And I said, well, it was nearly the whole process to now where I'm at in maintenance mode for the last 2 years has been nearly 20 years of a journey of learning, unlearning, doing things wrong, developing an eating disorder, healing from that, all of the things. It hasn't been a linear process. And she was like, oh, so you didn't even have to do any of that? You're so lucky to have lost that weight like that, naturally. Thank you. It's been lovely to talk to you. Bye-bye.
Oh my gosh.
There's no luck about it. There's no luck about it. You have to be willing to do the hard thing. The tagline of my community of clients that I coach is, we do hard things. And it's on purpose that that's our tagline, because I want the people that enter my ecosystem to not be looking for easy and not expect things to happen just like that. Because the changes that we want to see in our lives are forever, right? We want to see lifelong change. We want to build something that's going to last forever. So that's not going to take 2.4 seconds after you say yes.
Why? It just came into my head now. Why do you think people want easy? Where has this come from? Where has easy come from?
It's because our whole way of living is designed around making things easy for us, isn't it? Like if you think about...
I'm not easy.
Well, if you think about even just... I'm a little bit older than you, Caroline, so I'm going to age myself.
She's
but
beautiful.
Remember when you used to have to carry a dictionary around?
Okay, all right. She gonna burn me there, guys. She gonna burn me there.
I used to have to carry a dictionary. I used to have to carry a calculator. We used to have to.
I was the bad breed. I didn't carry the dictionary or the calculator. So that's why I was talking about. I had the rucksack and the coloured gel pens. That's all I had.
I used to have to go to the library to get a thesaurus to look up alternative words to become, right? We don't have to do any of that anymore. It's true. All right here.
Oh my gosh.
Here on this one thing.
It's them. You, all this.
The microwave. Even the fridge, Caroline. Like
it's
before
true.
the Industrial Revolution, people didn't have fridges. We had to, however they used to preserve food in timber huts with salt for weeks and months at a time. Salt their meat and their fish before they could then eat it over whatever. Like, life has gotten progressively
you're
easier.
so right. And it's that life wants us to stay comfortable. Life wants us to think it should be easy. But when you do the hard,
our life. That's how our brain is wired.
Mindset, right? And it's like when we do hard, guys, when we push through, we get a larger reward, but we have to work harder for it.
That's the only way to get there, you know? So all of this, it must be nice. Oh, if only, maybe if I was more like you, maybe if I had this, that, and the other, maybe if this thing didn't exist in my life. Like, no, we have to drop all of that stuff, because that is where you are standing in the way of your own success. And not only success, but you're standing in the way of the quality of life that you so badly want to experience.
Right. And even that, right? Everyone, I say this so much now as of recent, everyone is going through tough times. It's just some of us choose not to air it, not to be negative, create that little huddle of gossip. They say misery loves company, right? We choose not to do that. Also, they say, you know, what you put out in the universe, you receive back. So you put out negativity, you're only going to get back negativity. Why don't everyone start trying to put out positivity? That's all we do. And we receive that back, you know?
And that starts right here, right? It starts with what you allow into your mind. If you're out there consuming the negative news every second that you live, then is it any wonder that your mind is wired for negativity? Oh, man.
Lord!
Is it any wonder? Like, you have to let the good juju in so that you can project the good out to then receive the good juju back. And it's all this good juju cycle of amazingness.
It's a lot. It's a lot. And we have a lot still to cover.
Oh my gosh.
We have a lot still to cover.
So much still to cover. Man, it's only 2 episodes in, Caroline, and I'm already low-key, not so low-key obsessed with this whole situation.
Listen. And it's, you know, we were meant to be doing this, Sabrina. Especially where it's like exactly that, 2 episodes in, the amount of feedback I've gotten, right? Even the amount of feedback I've gotten from people that are following you, they've come to me now and they've given me the feedback about the both of us. Just listen and just stay with us on this journey, because we were where you were, where you are now. We were there. It's just that we have the tools. We've had each other to help us keep going, you know, and we can be here for you too.
Yeah. That's the whole point of this, right? It's the whole point of doing this. And I think the timing could not be more right for me personally than for us to be doing this. And I'm so grateful for that, to be able to have something that we can share together that's uplifting and empowering and helping other people get over their own BS, to empower you to live a better quality of life. That's what we're here to do. So episode 2 is done. Episode 3 coming at you next week. Thank you for being here. Subscribe, download, send us your questions, your thoughts, anything you want us to cover as well. Any subject matter, message us in all the places, and we would love to answer your questions specifically too.
Right. And if you do share this on your social media, please do tag us. We want to see, and we want all feedback.
Yes.
All feedback is welcome. We are 2 women who want to develop and grow and literally give you what you need from us.
That's
so
it.
Let us know.
All righty. Have a good
Over and out.
week. Bye, guys.